copy of the SMC Spectre Mercenary Company Milsim, and today we're going to go over the demonstration for the parachute course. So, there's no restrictions on glasses, weapons, or uniforms aside from just the standard Milsim restrictions on those. The only thing that is required is that the participant must have a backpack. This should have been explained to them in BCT, but if not, you can reiterate that you can only parachute or base jump if you have a backpack equipped. Pretty much all of us should have one anyway, so that should be a moot point, but just in the event that they don't know. So the purpose of this course is to see if, number one, the participant can parachute properly over long distances, and number two, that they can read a map. So normally this will be done with a helicopter. We're not going to worry about that right now. Just going to speed up the demo here for you guys. You're going to go to Mount Hodgson. So we're going to start here. So this course is 30 minutes max. It is 30 minutes from the moment that they jump. So up until the point where they're ready to jump, they're not timed. So what you're going to do is you're going to explain to them that it is their job to locate the Omega Operations Center. So for everyone else's benefit, pretty much directly south, keep following till you get to this area here. So about 8 kilometers away. So they will have, the participant will have 1 minute. They'll be able to look at their map. They'll be able to look at the TAC map specifically and look where they're going. They can orient themselves. They can look around. They can use, whatever they deem necessary for a jump point. If they choose to jump from way up here, gives them a little bit more, just a little bit more leeway. But they can jump from any point up on this mountain. So their goal is to parachute successfully to Omega Operations and land on this building, the most northeastern. So once landed here, they just have to clear the base. It'll be considered a successful course. However, everything from the moment that they jump must be 30 minutes. So let's get this started. So let's see. So it's not going to be able to jump from that location. There might be a spot, but it's going to be on them. Alright. So they should also follow a basic sequence. Again, this should have been explained to them during the BCT. If not, reiterate it here. What we want to hear is, I'm going to go with the call sign Alpha 1 for this. So Alpha 1, jumping, shoot deployed. That's all I want to hear. So, from this time, we have 30 minutes now to complete this mission, to complete this course. So it puts a bit of a time strain on them. Now, the whole purpose of them getting to look at their map is to make sure that they know what to look for when base jumping to find a location. They are not allowed to do this, check where they're going, see, oh, I gotta adjust myself, whatever. They're not allowed to do that. What they're allowed to do is look at that map while on the mountaintop there for 1 minute, 60 seconds. You can time them. And they're going to look at the topography. So I'm just going to do this for you guys to note. So things they're going to want to look at. So, they have to fly over mountains, maybe certain locations like this, like, oh, it's a pumping station. Oh, it's a data farm. I know that. I got to fly past that on a certain side. I got to get over, this area, for example, or maybe they know what this is. Everything about the parachute course is not only about their ability to base jump, but also their ability to read a map and understand the topography of Aroa without actually having to look at it. So I know, for example, that I'm just passing the pumping station. Just right there. I know that the data farm is right there. There we go, pumping station. I had the back part of it. So I know that the data farm's there. So I know based on what I was looking at the map, I need to be a little bit more off to the west so that I get my target exactly as I need it. Now, they will only get, well, as required by all courses, they get 3 chances at the course, but they will only get 1 successful attempt to land per try. So they're not allowed to land on another mountain. For example, that mountain off to my right there. They are not allowed to land on that and base jump from that location. Everything must be done from the top of Mount Hodgson. Now, as a note for the instructors of this course, they can travel a little bit further than I did before I deployed the chute, but not by much. After about 300 to 400 meters, they're getting into dangerous territory of can they make the jump? And after about 500 meters, it's just not possible to do. So, but you can let them figure that out if they need to. So, for example, I know that down to my left, that's Camp Viper in an ancient fortress. I know a construction site is off there in the distance. And I can see the Omega operations actually straight ahead. So, another thing that you'll maybe want to explain to them is what I'm doing here. This little flicking back that you're seeing my guy do, my little twitch, that's just flicking back on the left control stick. I'm not wrenching back on it, I'm just flicking it. Flicking and letting it go. This, again, should have been explained in BCT, but if not, this allows you to maintain altitude for longer periods of time. It gives you a little bit of a gust. One of the things that you don't want them to do is wrench hard on it, which I'll do near the end just so I can get a little bit closer. Because wrenching hard on it will force the character to lose more altitude than what they think they gain. It's a consistent issue. It's one that it's a consistent problem. Most people make that mistake, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal, but it can, doing it 2 or 3 times, it can very, very quickly result in a failed parachute jump. The other thing to note that I want them to know is when they're doing a base jump, oftentimes we're going to be base jumping into situations, so they need to be ready to go right when they land. So they need to be ready to get to the location and start securing it ASAP. Not I want to go and scout out anything that should have been done beforehand, but ready to go and understanding their role. So, alright, so far we spent about 4.5, almost 5 minutes on this, so they'll have 25 minutes to secure the location. Again, like most courses when securing a base, they can choose to do so however they wish. If they choose to do so silently, that is up to them. If they choose to use an unsuppressed assault, that is fine. It's whatever they want to do. So we're approaching the operations center there. Another couple hundred meters and I'll demonstrate the wrenching back on the control stick, the thing we don't want them to do, especially when they're traveling this far of a distance. Alright, so you can see the target building. It's this one right here. It's the northeasternmost building. And for you guys, for understanding, it does potentially have a target on it, which is why I say I want them to be ready to go as soon as they land. And in fact, this one, I think it does. Yep, I see him. So, this is what I don't want to see, because then they lose a massive amount of altitude. Once in the location, I can start securing it. So all that's required is that they secure the location. They don't have to capture any HVTs. They don't have to do anything specific. All they have to do is capture the base.
I think we have enemies in our sector. Copy that. Everyone be on alert.
Yeah, once again, they can do this during the day. They can do this during nighttime. The operations center, this location is visible no matter what. It's very easy to see. So it's not a, it's not a big concern if they do it in one time versus another. Doing what I'm doing here, if they do the whole mission up on this location, doesn't matter. Shows a bit of tactical thinking. Also gets them in the best position to secure the area. One thing to note, however, they shouldn't call in reinforcements. If they do, it is what it is. Try and get them to, if they can, maybe not do that. Obviously, it also goes without saying, no civilians can be killed. If a civilian is killed, that is a mission fail, and they have to retry. And at this point, it does not matter if they also want to use their drone to make sure that they've secured everything. This is a fairly big island. That is fine, I don't mind that.
Don't let your guard down. They could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
not alone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing here?
So as I've noted, they can use this if they need to locate the final targets.
Keep your focus, men! I got hostiles over here. Roger. Give them hell. Getting out of here. Smoke 'em, boys. Smoke 'em. Damn it. I lost.
All targets completed. Course took 15 minutes. Successfully a pass, landed on the correct building, all hostiles eliminated, no civilians killed. That would be considered a pass on the course.